Well, good morning everybody and welcome to the first edition of Councillor Café. I hope you're enjoying this nice cool weather in our famous Gladstone region. I'm Councillor Chris Trevor.
Yeah, welcome, and I'm Councillor Darryl Branthwaite, and we are lucky ones to be first cabs off the rank with the first edition of Councillor Café. Look, we'd like to thank those in the community members who have sent in some questions.
Darryl, one of the common questions sent in by our region residents was regarding dog off-leash areas and protocols throughout the Gladstone region. Our region has 3 dedicated dog exercise parks: Webb Park in Gladstone, Bunting Park in Calliope, and Memorial Park in Baroran.
Exactly, Chris. These areas are perfect for your four-legged friends to exercise. But look, we ask you to be mindful of other people actually using and their dogs while using these parks and areas. It's really important that you actually think about what other people are doing as well.
Yeah, too true, Darryl. And what we also need to be aware of, region residents, is that a handful of minor changes came into effect following Council's meeting last week on Tuesday the 19th of May, and it's absolutely critical that you make yourself aware of those changes.
You can see those changes if you visit the council website, and it'll be on there. A link will be put into this clip. But it's all about exercise areas, dogs on leash areas, dogs off the leash areas. Like this area behind us here, this is obviously Tannum Sands to Canoe Point. All this area along here, I was walking along here last night and it was just absolutely beautiful. And we've also got from the likes of Wyndham Park, car park, all the way right through the Lilies there, along that Lilies Beach there. It's all off the leash area. They're marvellous and fantastic. We're very blessed to be in this area. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah, Darryl, we're truly blessed. This is a fantastic area and we want to make our region residents happy to be able to enjoy the company of their dogs on leash, off leash, at public beaches, but you have to be aware of the rules. It's important that you familiarise yourself with the new amendments and everyone will have a happy, enjoyable day with their animals.
Yeah, so just visit the website, get into the detail, find out where you can and cannot have your dogs off-leash, on-leash. So it's really important. Familiarise yourself with that. On to our second question.
Yeah, so Darryl, they told me there's no ad breaks this morning. So our second question is regarding local sport. We all love our sport, of course. We are the industrial capital of Australia, the port city to the world, and the biggest sporting group of people in the whole of Australia. And we want to see our local competitions return. Most of our winter sporting competitions, and pretty cool these days, as I say, are yet to kick off in 2020, and other competitions have either been cut short, Darryl, as you know, or postponed as a result of COVID-19, unfortunately. We're a very active region, as everyone knows, with team sport playing a huge role, massive role, not only for our physical fitness, but is important for social and health benefits, of course, Darryl.
That's right. And on Friday, the 8th of May, the Queensland Government released its roadmap to easing restrictions in Queensland. The roadmap outlined that club sport can gradually restart from the Saturday, June the 13th. Although stage 1 of the roadmap is to easing restrictions in Queensland says that non-contact outdoor activities of 10 people or less can take place, stage 1 is considered to be non-structured activities only.
Right, so this means community sport is not set to return until stage 2, which kicks in from June 12 at 11:59pm precisely. Stage 2 will allow for non-contact community sport to return in gatherings of 20 people or less. If the roadmap continues its current course, community sport could be able to return to near normal function during stage 3 of the roadmap from 10 July, with a maximum of 100 people in attendance.
Okay, so local associations, clubs and groups will work with their state and or governing body to prepare their individual plans for return, including social distancing and hygiene plans and strategies. Council's engagement and partnerships team are available to support your local clubs or organisations as they plan their return to the sport. We have proudly offered grants program for the sporting organisations and community groups to fund up to $5,000 CT to help ease the impact of COVID-19 and returning to operations. As restrictions ease, it's also important that we continue social distancing and to keep up our good hygiene practices.
And as an event taking place this Friday will also help answer further questions on a return to local sport. The next Gladstone Region Sports and Recreation COVID-19 Response Forum will take place this Friday, the 29th of May. This virtual forum will take place from 3 to 5 p.m. on Friday and is designed for Gladstone Region sport and recreation groups to come together to discuss common challenges and share successes.
They should be getting on board with that.
Yeah, and to workshop solutions and outcomes for our community, Daryl. Council will also provide relevant sources and information to groups as we respond to COVID-19 and prepare for return to community sport. Importantly, you can register your interest in this forum by contacting 49700700, 700, and if you forget that number, always remember James Bond in reverse, 49700700, 700.
Shaken, not stirred. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Look, it's really important that sporting groups really get on board with this. And we want to progress with the things, with the easing of restrictions and doing it in the proper formatted way, then please get on board with this. But that wraps up our questions for today, the first Councillor Café. But before we go, we'd like to give a shout out to a worthy cause taking place tomorrow. Australia's biggest morning tea is being held tomorrow. The Cancer Council provides vital ongoing support to all Australians affected by cancer, and I've got no doubt that many of us have been touched by cancer. Somewhere in our family are very close friends, and it's not too late to get involved, and you can do your bit by registering for the biggest morning tea in 2020. So whether it's a virtual morning tea with your colleagues online or catching up with a couple of close friends and family, every dollar you raise will help fund Cancer Council's life-saving research, prevention and support programs and information. Visit the Cancer Council website with all the W's, biggestmorningtea.com.au to register.
Yeah, Daz, look, biggest morning tea in 2020 will be the biggest morning tea ever.
Oh, it will be, because it'll be online as well.
Absolutely. You and I, over the years, have been great supporters of the Cancer Council. Daz, I remember, we've had a long association before you arrived on Council's doorstep this year. We've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for cancer. I remember walking from Gladstone to Brisbane for leukemia.
I didn't do that.
No, I remember walking from Mackay to Gladstone for men's prostate cancer, and you have a long association with raising funds for men's prostate cancer.
I do, with the Jockorama and with the hookup.
With the Jockorama, you and I on stage in our Jockettes raising over $6,000 for men's prostate cancer. He got a spray
tan, I didn't.
And of course the breast cancer nurse, Daz, you and the hookup committee all those years ago raised over $40,000 to your being a contribution towards the breast cancer nurse for Gladstone and the Feds. I was a member of Parliament back then down in Canberra, and we were able to secure, with your assistance and the committee's assistance, funding for a Jane McGrath breast cancer nurse for Gladstone, first ever. Yeah. And I was so proud of that, and I remember getting a photo with the committee down there at the foreshore, and they were so proud of being able to get a breast cancer nurse to Gladstone. Do you know, to this day, Gladstone still has a breast cancer nurse?
How cool is that?
Awesome.
Like, it's nice being a part of all those sort of things. It's I think the Gladstone community is all about participating, and whether it's in the Relay for Life or whether it's in the biggest morning tea, we always get involved. We always support our cobbers and our friends, and they're really rich when it comes to giving the Gladstone region.
Oh, look, I'm second to none, Daz, from those walks from Gladstone to Brisbane, from Mackay to Gladstone, from Jockoramas to raising funds through the Boyne Tannum hookup for Relay for Life, Choppy Close and I, donating State of Origin jerseys every year. People just in this community give.
They do. And look, it's not too late. As we said, it's not too late to get involved with the event happening tomorrow. So all you need to do is go on to biggestmorningtea.com.au and you can register. And you can take part. So get on board, put your money where your mouth is and make something happen.
You and I will be celebrating Australia's biggest morning tea.
We will. Cheers.
So, Daz, that wraps up Councillor Café, the first ever in the history of the Gladstone region. Isn't it awesome?
Well, it is pretty cool. It was just lovely to be able to sit here and chat with you and reminisce that thing. But if you want to be involved with the Councillor Café and you want to submit a question, go to the council website and go to the conversations platform and register your question. That might be picked for the future conversations.
Yeah.
Next month there'll be another 2 people that will come along here and another 2 councillors, and they will also have a bit of interesting dialogue with you all. So, mate, I'd like to shake your hand, but I can't.
No, we can't. And Daz,
it's pretty cool.
Fantastic, mate, and it's been a pleasure, my dear friend, and to everybody out there listening, and our viewers, stay tuned. This is an awesome project launched by the Gladstone Regional Council today for all of region residents. Please tune in, stay with us, be kind to each other, and God bless.